What's up, y'all? So back at it again with another YouTube video. This video I gotten like some flack on TikTok, so I thought I would just repost it to YouTube. And it's, you guys see in the title, this is why renting is better than buying real estate for most people. First things first, right? So the video does not apply to people who have multi-millions of dollars or even making hundreds of thousands of dollars and it can afford to buy a house cash. This video is particularly geared towards the average, everyday, working class citizen or even business owners, because most business owners are not successful in America, especially within the first 5 years. It's just realistic. But when it comes to buying your very first home or buying real estate just in general to live in, a single family home to live in, people only calculate how much their calculate how much their mortgage is when they buy a home. Most people, and also, let me give you guys a backstory. For those who are new to the channel, I've been in the real estate business for over 7 years, on the commercial side and on the residential side. Seen various different scenarios. I've seen people lose a ton of money. I've seen people go broke. I've seen people go cash poor buying a home. Buying a home, in most cases, you can even, look up people like Grant Cardone or various people who are multi-millionaires. Buying a single family home to live in is not an asset at all. Especially if you can only afford to pay the mortgage and not be able to pay for the traditional wear and tear on a house. The average person in America barely makes by themselves $40,000 to $30,000 a year. The average home in America is damn near $300,000. Number one, people can barely even afford that mortgage payment at all. And then number two, a lot of these realtors, when he's helping these people get into these first-time home buyer program, and I'm not bashing, the first-time home buyer programs. I'm not bashing any programs. I'm not bashing Habitat for Humanities. There's nothing wrong with those programs, but when people are getting approved and getting into these programs, a lot of people are not being taught by their realtor or just doing proper research on the expenses of owning an actual home. I want people in the comments to let me know. Do y'all know how much it costs to fix an AC unit? Do y'all know how much it costs to fix an electrical issue? Do y'all know how much it costs to fix, a pipe bursting and then you're making your ceiling come out? These type of things cost between $6,000 and $18,000 and $15,000. Or let's say, even to get a roof fixed or fixed or even replaced. That could cost you $20,000 depending on how much your house is worth and depending on what type of house and how much square footage your house is. Most people, the average person in America, does not have that money on hand. Most of these people don't even have credit limits in that amount. The average American in the United States doesn't have $1,000 in their savings account to handle an emergency expense. Do y'all understand how crazy that is? So most people going out their way to buy a home or buy real estate and be cash poor and not be able to afford other, various different, wear and tear expenses is a bad idea. It's never been a good idea. And also, like, buying a single family home to live in is not an asset in no way, shape, or form. By the time, if you get a mortgage, by the time you get any value out of that house, unless you're in a really good real estate market where you can sell for triple the price that you bought it, it's going to take 15 to 30 years for you to even cash out pay some of your loan and then walk away with some cash. Very, very unlikely. But on the rent side, right? Most people who live every day in America, their first goal should be increasing their income, increasing their savings, increasing how much money they actually have. That way they can afford certain expenses. But the reason why renting is better for most people in America, especially young people, is because number one, the house that you buy is probably not going to be your dream home. Number two, if you run into any issues with fixing, anything, you can just go straight to your landlord and have him fix those issues while you're still building yourself. The biggest trap that a lot of people, I feel, a lot of older people taught on the young people is that while you're building, you should just go ahead and just buy real estate without doing the proper research on all the expenses that come with it. Because I run across a lot of people who are in their early 20s, a lot of people 17, well, not 17, but 18 years old, 19 years old, who have been led wrong into thinking, number one, that they should be making $1 million at 20. Number two, that they should just be buying real estate, or even multi-millionaires. I've dealt with several investors, even my investors. I have several investors who own millions of dollars in real estate, but they don't have the cash to show for it because real estate is so expensive to upkeep. A lot of people don't talk about that. And this is also another thing that I'm going to talk about too. Outside of the traditional wear and tear that most people are not aware of, that could cost you a lot of money per year, a lot of people, where they miss out at is property taxes. You can afford to pay your mortgage. You can afford to pay for the wear and tear. But a lot of people who run into hard times are not able to pay their taxes. And if anybody, who's experiencing a real estate game, if you don't pay your taxes within a certain amount of time, your house is not yours anymore. That house is booked. If you're not paying your property taxes, the house is booked. And a lot of times they're going to put it on auction, and they're going to basically, sell it to somebody. Somebody's going to buy it, and they're going to own your house for whatever you owe on taxes. So most people who are in a building stage of their life, and, you don't have, a whole family that you have to take of, and you actually just generally can't afford it, a lot of you guys will, number one, be better off renting, or number one, getting a roommate and renting, or just simply continuing to live with your parents if you still have that option. Most of these people who are teaching you, to buy real estate at an early age, get this loan, that loan, without the proper context, is ruining a lot of people's lives within the next, 15 to 20 years. A lot of people are going to have regrets. I've run into people every day who wish, they had an extra $10,000 just saved up sitting in their bank account. But the reason why they don't have it is because their house is so expensive, and they don't have skill sets. They don't have other income to pay down, and be able to afford the wear and tear outside of their regular job or that one business that's not even doing that good. So for most people, especially when you're in the building stage of your life, renting is always the better option. Until these banks stop practicing predatory lending, because that's another thing too. A lot of times, a lot of people don't understand too when they're buying homes. When you buy a home and you get approved for a mortgage, in most cases, you're being approved of what you made within the last 2 years within that particular time period. So let's say you get fired from your job and, you don't have anything else going on in your life. Well, once you get fired from your job, and remember what I said, most Americans don't even have $1,000 to their name saved up. If you get fired from your job and you can't pay your mortgage within a certain amount of time, you're getting foreclosed on. A lot of people don't want to talk about that. But this is my TED Talk. Renting is way better than owning for most people. Unless, now if you're getting property passed down, that's great. But that's not the average American. And I'm just being realistic, and I'm really just trying to help. So with that being said, for any of you guys who need real estate consultations, credit consultations, business consultation, hit the description link below. Check out all the affiliate links below. You want to start a fragrance oil business, check out the description below. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. I am back posting videos. I'm actually about to go to Europe, so be on the lookout for that vlog coming soon. Peace.